Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. And this is a quick-fire player ratings show for the West Ham 2, Southampton 3 disaster today. And I am joined by Westhamunofficial, which is up there. No, there.
Firstly, what I want to say is nothing's going to be quick when this man's on. Nothing's quick.
Oh, nothing's quick. Nothing's quick. And then you got the day's banter. It looks like he's had a few pints. He's had enough. But
no, I haven't. I've only had a pint, mate. I don't even feel like having a pint, mate. After that load of shit, to be honest with you,
I agree.
I've had to come to have a lie down in the bedroom, mate. I've had to come for a lie down in the bedroom.
Oh no, mate. It looks quite a smart brick background there. I must admit, mate.
Yeah. Well, my gaff's got all the trimmings, mate. My gaff's got all the trimmings.
Shame about our football team. Shame about our football team, mate. But we get started, right? And we're going to do this in an orderly fashion tonight, gents. So no getting out your prams, yeah?
No. I think we do need to discuss the game, James, to be honest as well, mate. There's no point just giving scores if you're not going to discuss the game. But it's your show, so I won't overtalk you, anything like that. Like Jake Cox does on my show, that'd be lovely. Thanks, mate.
No worries, mate. We will discuss the game and all. But let's start off with Fabianski, who conceded 3 today. I'm going to start off with Jake on this one. Tell me what you think of his performance today and the 3 goals that he conceded, Jake.
I don't think he was at fault for any of them. I thought the first goal, there was nothing he could do about that. It was a good shot. It was straight in the corner. Second one was the penalty, won it, and that was a fantastic penalty. Third one, I don't think he could have done much about that. I'll give him a solid 7. Didn't do anything wrong. He conceded 3, but he didn't do anything wrong in my eyes.
Steve, where are you, mate?
Jake Cox normally talks a lot of nonsense about football, but he's actually just said something right for a change. Fabianski wasn't at fault for any of the goals, mate. He made a couple of good saves as well. The first shot, Declan Rice should have closed that down. That was Declan Rice's fault. Nobody else is the captain of the team, mate. And it ended up in the back of the net. But, of course, it's David Moyes' fault as well for the systems, but there we go. Fabianski 7, mate. I agree with Jake Cox.
I'm going to have to give him a 6. I think 7's too high. He's conceded 3. He ain't at fault of any of the goals, and I think 6 is about right for where I'm at. So it's quick rating.
That's a bit harsh, mate. One of the goals was a penalty.
Yeah, I know, but a 7 there, and he's conceded 3.
The West Ham defence and midfield conceded it, not the goalkeeper.
I agree, and we will get on to them. But yeah, it's a 6 for me, mate, and this is harsh from me. Moving on to Daya's favourite player, who's gone downhill a little bit. Coufal. Daya, give me a rating and your reasoning for why he was so bad today, in your opinion.
3. 3. He was on the pitch. He made a couple of tackles. His passing was absolutely shocking today. His distribution was poor. Well, I know Jake Cox is shaking his head there, but Jake Cox needs to watch football matches instead of just like he's on FIFA or something, right? Coufal gave the ball away so many times, mate. His passing with distribution was absolutely shocking. And he was losing tackles as well. You know, the simple balls up the line he's putting out of play. You know, that's the basics of football, mate. Put the ball up the line. That. Right? Even a football players at Sexy School in Bruton can put the ball up the line. Right? Under 12s. I got under 12s, under 18s, you can do that. Coufal can't do it on 70, 80 grand a week. Come on. Sorry, but Coufal today was not at the races, mate. And why Ben Johnson didn't replace him, I don't know.
Jake?
I'm going to give him a 5. I thought there's a few misplaced passes. He wasn't at his best today. I agree. But 3's a bit harsh. Come on, for God's sake. I mean, a 3. No. A 3 is saying that that is really, really, really bad. I thought we had an off game.
He was, but Jake, he was really, really bad, mate. Really bad. He got beat. Even Theo Walcott was beating him. That'll take some doing.
There was worse players for West Ham than Coufal today.
Oh well, wait for the next scores.
I'm gonna agree with Jake. I think a 5. I do agree with you though, Dave. He wasn't great. And why is Ben Johnson being dropped?
He wasn't great. He was absolutely rubbish.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to be polite, but yeah, he wasn't great at all. I don't know why he's gone the way he's gone in that scenario. But and I must admit, something you just said, I make you 100% right. Even balls up the line were going out, which were routine passes just straight down the line, and he's putting them out. And yeah, he weren't good, mate. I'll give him a standard 5, right, which is standard for me. Moving on to this man, Masuaku, I think is absolutely shockingly crap and needs to be sold or released or dropped off at an airport somewhere. I'll start off with Jake, and then I'll leave me till last on this one. Go ahead, Jake. Give me a rating out of 10 for Arthur. I can't defend Masuaku.
Not a defender. Can't defend. Will never defend. Hasn't ever been able to defend. And that's the bottom line. You know what you're going to get of Arthur Masuaku. Ben Johnson should have started on the left, not Arthur Masuaku. That is down to Moyes, in my opinion. I don't see how he keeps resisting with Masuaku. You know what you're going to get. He put in a typical Arthur Masuaku performance, ran at the pitch a little bit, gave the ball away, stupid passes here, stupid passes there. Give him a 5.
Cool, you're being kind. 5. Go on, Dare.
2.
Yeah, where I'm about. Where I'm at. Go on, mate.
Redmond skinned him all game, cut inside him all game, went past him all game. Every Southampton player went past him. He was the easiest player to get past on the pitch. But going forward,
even the goalkeeper.
Well, not the goalkeeper didn't get there, did he? But going forward, he was just as bad, mate. Terrible interlinking play. Rubbish, mate. Rubbish. Should be at the club. 2.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with Daya. I'm going to go for a 3, though. It's just a 3 for me. I think he's absolutely shambolic as a left back. And who do I blame more for this, him or David Moyes? You've got to start looking at
David Moyes. David Moyes. You've got to look at
100%.
Moyes.
Yeah.
Come on. Even every fan, even the shirters like Jakey, right? Even they can see that that Moyes got that wrong, right?
I feel for the geezer. I do.
No, I don't feel for him. Just go to the Championship and play out your game, play out your career, right? But he shouldn't have started today. For me, I would have actually played Coufal on the left. Coufal can play on the left, not too bad. He's done it against Man City for us.
Ben Johnson game. For me, mate. Ben Johnson.
No, you get the best out of Ben Johnson on the right, mate.
Right.
Remember,
I know what you're saying.
This football game.
Yeah.
We're trying to win this. Coufal can do it on the right today, so we might as well put him on the left anyway, haven't we? Right? Ben Johnson is the best right back we have at the club.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know about that, though. I don't know about that.
Now that is rubbish.
Who's better than Ben Johnson at the club then? Clearly not Coufal today, was it?
No, not today, but you've got to look over time.
Jake says rubbish. Jake says it's rubbish. Jake, who's the best right back at the club? You're going to tell me Ashby now, are you?
No, Vladimir Coufal. Vladimir Coufal.
No. Well, on today's performance, he's the best.
No. Overall, at this football club, Vladimir Coufal is a better right back than Ben Johnson at this moment in time.
I think that's why Arsenal want to buy Ben Johnson, because they see the potential and the ability of Ben Johnson at a right back, mate. Arsenal are in for Ben Johnson. That is why Ben Johnson got signed a new contract. Coufal is nowhere near Ben Johnson.
Seconds out, round 2.
Area. Let me just tell you where Ben Johnson's class. A diagonal ball, he reads it like air traffic control, mate. Coufal done. Nowhere near. That's why Ben Johnson gets sold to Arsenal for millions of pounds, and we paid petty cash for Coufal.
See, West Ham Online, James, you were right about Masuaku. Runs forward, a couple of step overs, goes back. Called it all the time, mate. I've watched him all the time, and he's absolute. He's not good. I don't know how to.
Form was when Ben Johnson was at the back instead of Coufal, wasn't it?
I don't even know how to carry on this one, but yeah, we'll move on from Masuaku. Awful. This man.
Move on.
Yeah, so do I, mate, 100%. But this man, though, Daya, Craig Dawson, we all know that he's a backup centre half, right? He's a £2.2 million player. He played like a £2.2 million player today, didn't he?
I think that's harsh on Dawson today. He didn't play great, obviously, right? And he gave away the penalty. But fault, mate.
The third goal is at fault, though, there.
Yeah, but set the system up right.
Mm.
System up. No, he didn't have a great game.
No.
No doubt about that, right? But Donkey Dawson time, right? That we do see sometimes with Donkey Dawson, right? But he's a backup centre half. He's got no pace. So if you're playing a centre half with no pace, he's a quick Southampton side. You give him a bit of security in front of him, but we don't do that. Where was Alex Crowder today playing in front of him? Give him some protection.
Yeah, I know.
Alex Crowder was sat on the bench, right? Because
give us a rating.
Because we set up the wrong system every time, James, right? Every man in the world, like the Cowbridge Town manager could work out how to beat David Moyes' side at the moment. Every manager in the world knows play the extra man in midfield and you overrun West Ham. I've been saying for months.
Give me a rating there out of 10 for Dawson.
4.
4 out of 10.
I'm going to go
Jake.
5. I'm going to give him 5, to be fair.
He's given him a standard 5. He's changed his mind. Jake, give me a rating for Dawson out of 10. And why?
West Ham Online is bang on the money. Not with the rating, but he says Diop put him in the mud for the penalty. Oh my God, he totally did. Totally in every single way. But Dawson's performance and on a whole, I see people blaming Dawson for it. Well, he was £2 million. I mean, he's saved us in a lot of football matches in the last year and a bit, Craig Dawson, and there is no denying that. I mean, he has. Even Arsenal last week, he saved us from conceding 4 or 5 there easily. Craig Dawson today, he wasn't at his best. Yes, the penalty was clumsy, but he was £2 million. What do you expect? It's Craig Dawson. You know what you're going to get.
But the scores don't go on the valuations of the players, do they? We put the scores on the performance. And Dawson's performance was average today.
Yeah,
average at best.
What's your rating, Jake, for Craig Dawson?
I feel in between a 4 and a 5. I'm going to give him a 5. I thought personally, overall, he wasn't fantastic. It wasn't his best game. Wasn't his absolute worst, but it was nearer that end than the high end.
I'm going to have to give him a 4. The penalty, if you're going to go down, just bring him down outside the box. Even if you're staggering about, just pull the geezer down and make sure it's outside the box. But he stumbles towards the box, and then really the geezer buys the penalty, if I'm honest.
What? I think Dawson fell into him, didn't he?
Yeah, he fell into Dawson more than anything. But
the thing is, though, if he would have fouled him outside the box, he would have been sent off because it was last man outside. So would you rather he conceded a penalty and didn't get carded? Because it was a penalty, a split, whatever they call it. So he didn't get punished, but we gave away a penalty. Or would you rather he got sent off and we played the last half hour with 10 men and we had a centre back missing for the next 3 games? Or that
was clever play by Dawson.
Yeah.
Maybe in hindsight looking at it that way. But the third goal, I'm sorry, there is no excuses. Their centre half is up ahead of Dawson, Diop, Soucek and Rice. And all I see is Dawson miles behind in the air. I'm like, what is going on?
I thought it was Soucek's man, to be fair. I thought if you watch
it back, you see Dawson there, mate, and he's just timing's all over the gaff. For me, I'll give him a 4. He wasn't great today, and sadly, that is the rating for him. Moving on to his partner, I'll start off with Jake on this one. Jake, obviously, you said a lot about Issa on your channel. Talk to me.
He's a liability. I've said it for ages. He's an absolute liability. And I see he's working there, Steve. But the thing is, we paid £23 million for this guy. And, he's shown in sparks.
Cheaper than your hero, Vlasic, him.
Hang on.
We will get on to Vlasic later, Steve.
Yeah.
We'll be on in a minute.
Right. Calm down. Right, I'm going to put one on my pad. There we go. Interactive once. Diop, I feel like his skills missing as well. I feel like when I look at it, I think Dawson's doing his defensive work as well, and he turns like the Titanic at times. I mean, when he got turned for the penalty decision, there's no way. If he had some footballing knowledge, you would have known that if he came out and he got done, that means he leaves 1-on-1 with Dawson, who's got as much pace as a snail. He should somehow. I mean, what is he? 24. People keep saying, "Oh, he's young. Give him time. Give him this. Give him that. He's young." I just don't see it. And Steve, I know you're smirking. I just don't see it with this Diop. There is at least the least he could have done was brought that guy down for a tactical foul then, because then that would have stopped it, and then the penalty wouldn't have been given. There's no way he should be coming out that far, committing that far, and then getting done, and then taking 5 minutes to run all the way back again. And by then, Dawson's put in a horrific position, and overall he's sloppy, and I'm going to give him a 3.
Daya?
He gets no protection, does he?
Not really.
Listen. Diop's a quality centre-half. When he's playing with another quality centre-half, let's be honest, he's playing with Donkey Dawson. Right? He's got no pace. Yeah. Right? So more responsibility is actually thrown on the Diop, because he's got to protect Dawson as well. But Dawson gets no... neither of them get any protection under Moyes' system that every football club's worked out again. So you got Rice and Soucek all the way up the pitch. Right? They're caught out, the pair of them. And Alex Crowd would have swept that ball up and cleared it, mate. I think Jake's been harsh on Diop. Diop has had some great games for West Ham this season, right? But today, should he have taken him out? Yeah, he could have committed a professional foul there. Took him out. Probably would have been the wisest thing to do. But, he's caught in two minds. He's got Dawson in front of him, mind. Well, behind him, if you want to call it that way. Right? So he's not the last man, is he? So, you got another player to take the stop. But Dawson couldn't do it, could he?
But let's not forget, though. Let's not forget how many times Craig Dawson has saved Issa Diop's skin in the last year. And the way you put it, Steve.
He didn't in this. No, Jake, we're talking about this game score.
I know, but what?
I could talk to you about Bobby Moore, mate. I could talk to you about Bobby Moore in 1967, 68, 69.
How you say it is, though.
I don't live on if buts. I don't live on if buts and maybes, Jake. The fact is,
what are you two like?
How do you say it, though?
He was playing along Dawson. He had no protection in front of him, mate. Now, me and Alfie, West Ham Online, we had the tactics board out the other night, and we told you everybody how West Ham.
Right, so I felt sorry for James that night, trying to get a word in.
Right, let's not go off topic, gents. Let's not go off topic.
No, don't attack the shows, because we have debates, Jake. Right? We're old men who know a bit about football. You play.
James ain't old,
clearly.
Cheers, Dave.
James ain't got an old bone in his body. What are you on about?
Right. He is old.
Daya, can you give me a rating for Diop? Because I have not got all night.
Yeah, he's got a girlfriend, please.
Well,
5.
Somewhere. 5 it is. I'm going to go Issa 4 for me. I thought both of them were just as bad as one another. First goal. Yeah, I think a 4. If I'm giving 4 for Dawson, I've got to give 4 for Diop. I'm gutted about Diop, because at the end of the day, I've been praising this geezer up, saying I want him to play, I want him to perform, and he's just not cutting it at the minute. I agree with one thing what Daya says. If he plays with a better centre half, I think you get a better Issa Diop. But he's got to lead by example, and he is not at the minute. So, yeah, it's a 4 for me. Moving on to this man.
Can I just bring up the one point? Most fans this season and midway through the season were calling for the all-French partnership of Zuma, Diop and on YouTube, Twitter and whatever.
I wasn't. So, no way.
I'm not saying you were, Jake. I'm not saying you. I said most fans were, and a lot of fans were calling for that, weren't they? There's a reason they were calling for it, because they think that's the best. But, we're missing Ogbonna as well, mind, but that's another story. But anyway, crack on, James. Your show, mate. I won't overtalk you.
No worries, but you can start off with this one then, Daya. As you are talking, Thomas Soucek, give me a lowdown on his performance today and ratings for him.
5.
What's going on with Thomas Soucek there? I know you say about the player in midfield, but this is a player
Yeah, no, but it's not Soucek's fault. I don't think it's not always Soucek's fault. We got Declan Rice bombing forward now, right? That didn't happen. Like, everyone's saying, why did Soucek score? Was it 8 goals last season? He's managed 1 this season. That is because Declan Rice is taking it forward. Which I've got nothing against Declan Rice going forward, because this season he carries that ball forward. He has a good shot at goal. He's obviously scored in one game. He saw him again. He takes the game by the scruff of the neck and he goes for it. And he's a world-class player, Declan Rice. Right? So you can't stop a world-class player playing that game. But that's what he's suffering with Soucek's game. Now, we'll go back to it again. Soucek getting forward. You need to get Soucek forward in this thing. We need to be winning the ball earlier in our half. And how you do that is you have Soucek and Rice further up the pitch and you have Alex Crowd behind them. It's no brain football, mate. You know, if you know your stuff about football, that's what you do. So then Soucek's got some protection, but allowing him also to go forward. But Soucek's in two minds half the time. Right? Oh, hang on. Rice is going. No, he's not. You know, he doesn't feel the comfort to be able to go forward.
Yeah.
We don't know what they're told in the dressing room either. So by the looks of things, it does say, if you look on the play, you say, Moyes is saying, well, Deck, you go forward, and Soucek, you sit in behind.
What would you rate him today, there? 5. Jake, give me a rating for Thomas Soucek, mate.
Yeah, I agree with a 5. But what I do want to say, Steve, is so you're putting 3 in midfield. So who out of the front 4 are you dropping?
Well, I'll tell you, if you watch my shows, Jake, go back to him. You just said you watched it, so you should have listened.
Which show? Honestly, you run about 5 times a day. I don't have time.
James hasn't got time for the whole show, that debate tonight, have you? But you must have cotton wool in your ears, because you said you watched the show and you said James couldn't get a word in edgeways. Well, but we spoke about it for 3 hours on that show. We had the tactics board out, as you know.
Yeah, poor James.
Anyway, gents, like this little bickering session. Jake, give me a lowdown on Soucek and a ratings.
Yeah, I agree with most of what Steve said, funny enough.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to give him a 5. Yeah, the system isn't giving this guy any favours at all. And yeah, it's difficult, and people have started to realise he's easy to nudge off the ball. He's easy to win the ball off of as well, because he's quite clumsy. Yeah. If you get 2 men and you high press on Soucek, you can nick the ball off him easily. He keeps on running, but yet again, the game just passes him by, I think. And, we're not seeing the Thomas Soucek we saw last year. And that is because, Rice is bombing forward, which I've got nothing against. But Soucek needs to do that as well. Alex Crown needs to come into that 3 midfield so we don't get overrun. But then the question is, who are you then dropping upfield? But, I'm sure we'll get on that in a bit.
For me, Thomas Soucek gets. I'll give him a 5 and all. I'll agree with you. I think what it is, they're sussing out our midfield. I partly agree with what they're saying about the system, but I also think they're sussing Soucek and Rice out. I think they're doubling up on Soucek and making sure they know that Rice is sort of let Rice do his thing, but when they get the ball, if you just double up on Soucek when he's got the ball, then he's not very good. He's a bit all over the place. His passing is a bit all over the gaff. It's a major issue there. There really is. So yeah, standard 5 for me. Moving on to this man, Declan Rice. Daya, I'll start off with you on this one. What do you reckon, Mr. Rice?
I think he was at fault for the first goal. We could have done better with the first goal. He let him get the shot off, to be honest, which has been critical. But he is world class, Declan Rice. But I still, for his overall performance today, mate, he was once again trying to take the game by the scruff of the neck. He defended well. He drove forward well. 8 all day long, mate.
Jake,
he's too good a player. Not the, he doesn't ever have a bad game. He has a bad game, and he didn't have a bad game today. He wasn't.
Yeah, but I feel sorry for him, though, Daya. I really do, because he's working with some of the people he's working with are absolutely mugs.
Sorry for him much longer when he leaves, because we can't get Champions League football. He's bound to go, isn't he now? So
yeah, I must admit, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Jake, give me a rating for Rice today, mate.
It wasn't his best performance in a West Ham shirt stain. You can't even say it was his worst, because he doesn't have bad games for West Ham, but it wasn't up there with his best game for West Ham, in my opinion. I thought tracking back at times as well, he looked a bit tired as well, and as much as it's it summed up when he went in and he lost the ball and he challenged and he got that yellow card, which now means he's out for Watford. That could almost do him a favour now as well. It gives him some time to just recover, because at times I thought he looked like he was treading water. He was tracking back, and at times I thought he was struggling slightly. I thought, playing in 2 days wouldn't have given him any favours, as much as how good he is. He's still human. So and I put Soucek on the bench for Tuesday as well. Crow and Lanzini in midfield.
What's your rating for him, mate?
I can't go as high as a 7, because I do think he was at fault for the goal, first goal. I can't go as high as an 8, so I'm giving him a 7, just about. I reckon.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'll give him a 7. He tried. Sometimes I think he's over trying. Declan, I think he looks at some of the players and he's thinking, I've got to do this all myself, because I've got players around me who just ain't cutting it. Can't fault his effort.
To be fair, he nearly scored with that shot, James.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But the problem is, though,
you'd be giving him a 9.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Far wide.
Yeah, I know, but like Arthur Masuaku had a shot from like 45 yards, and then he knocked someone out in Rose Ed. But it doesn't mean to say I'm going to give him a 4 for it. But no, listen. At the end of the day, Rice, quick waiting for me. Very, very good player, world class. We're going to be gutted to miss him against Watford. Yeah, we move on. Come to this man. This is the one that I'm dreading. So I'm going to start off with the day's banter on this one. I'm going to let him go first. On Nikola Vlasic.
Naught.
What?
Get him out the club. £27 million. Waste of money, mate. Waste of money. The bloke is a championship football player, mate.
Blimey, there.
Absolutely rubbish. Well, even Moisey now, he's had to sub him on 45th minute, mate.
Oh, my
Got him
God.
off, hooked him off at half time. Like Jake, want him to be a superstar because we paid a lot of money for him. The bloke is a pony, right? He should be in the circus. So, but all truth aside, his ability, right? I can go on about this all day long.
Right.
He gives nothing to the team, absolutely nothing. And the truth is, he's a top championship player, mate, not a top Premiership player, right? Time and time again, the word "time" we've heard. We're now at Christmas, and he still can't. He still can't.
You are
deliver
right
nothing.
there.
Right,
yeah.
David Moyes is not an idiot, right? David Moyes is a good manager. He makes a few mistakes. He didn't
but
make
you
a
want
mistake.
Moyes out though, Dad?
No, I don't want Moyes out. No, I don't want.
That's
Moyes
what you put
out.
on my chat earlier. Moyes out.
Right, if you want Champions League football,
no, hang on, answer that question. No. You put on my chat earlier on Moyes out. James saw it. You put Moyes out.
I was winding you up, Jake. Right, but in reality, which if you watch my show, you hear me say, Moyes is a good manager. Moyes will give you 6th to 8th position, season in, season out in the Premiership. Right, that's a fact. Just look at his Everton record. Exactly what he done with Everton. Right, 6th to 8th, Moyes will give you. Moyes will not deliver West Ham United Champions League football that everybody's hoping for. He'll never do it. Never do it in a million years. Right? That's fact. He's never done it, and he never will do it. Now,
right.
Anyway, back to the floppage, because I can't even call him Vlasic, right? All the young kids like Jake, hoping he's going to be a hero, give him more time and all this. Listen, this player was knocking around in the Farmers League in Russia. He was touted around like a whore, right, all around Italy. No Italian club wanted him, right? We took him simply because of the Lingard situation not coming to West Ham, right? Fact, right? £27 million for a pony we've paid there, when we should have bought a striker or whatever. Now, on his performance today, why did Moyes bring him off at half time? Because he was rubbish, right? He had one run on goal. Well, no, he is rubbish. He is rubbish. His positional movement is poor. He got through on goal. He should have just slipped the ball to Benrahma. We would have scored, right? He tried to be the hero. Powder puff shot straight to the bloody goalkeeper, right? That's the fact. Go and watch it, right? He delivered us absolutely nothing. We need to get him out of the club. Too expensive. Take a loss on him. Move him on out.
Right.
Right, should have been on the pitch. Naught.
Naught from Daya. All right, we got there in the end. Jake, do you agree or disagree with that?
I cannot physically. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. 0. Are you like?
Rubbish. Get him out of the club.
Are you joking?
£27 million flop.
Jake, he's serious. Let's not go into a rant because you know what I mean. Tell me your thoughts. Do you agree with Daya, though, Jake?
No, I completely disagree with every bone in my body. There is no way he should have been pulled off at half time. No way.
Having a laugh. Not pulled off. Not pulled off. Did you see how better we played when we brought Lanzini on?
Here we go, lad. Here we go.
But you said, well, he should have. I've never heard such a stupid statement. Shouldn't have been pulled off.
Yes. See, look, even West Ham Fan TV Legendary Pixel says -4. That is
right.
Go on, Jake. Take it away.
I think in the first half, I think our attacking players were once again poor. But I thought it was probably him and Bowen were our two best attacking players in that first half. They weren't fantastic, but our whole first half was an absolute shambles. We were an absolute shambles in that first half, and I thought Vlasic was probably up there with one of the best from a bad bunch, I thought. And for him to say, I'll go in and say, get him out, 0. Right. I'm prepared. I've got stats. I've got stats for it. Right. So in the Premier League this season, hang on. In the Premier League this season, Nikola Vlasic has played 191 minutes. That's it.
Because he's crap.
Yeah, I just want to say something there. I've heard both of you talking. The reason why Nikola Vlasic has played 191 minutes because he doesn't deserve to be starting at West Ham. That is one of the main. He doesn't deserve to be playing, Jake. Like, in a way, when Manuel Lanzini is getting ahead of him, then we have got serious problems, and we're looking to ship Lanzini to Leeds or Newcastle or wherever. So I can understand that stat, really. Do you know what I mean? When people compare, I just want to say this before I get you rated, Jake. When people compare him to Benrahma, I don't like that because I think when I see Benrahma play last year, I always sense that he could do something to change a game. I've not seen nothing of that from Vlasic. Not once. Like, I've not seen him do anything to spark the game into life or change the game at all. So I do slightly agree with Daya. I don't agree with his ratings, though, mind. I think he's had one too many Rudolphs. But that's a different story.
Let's be real, though. Let's be real. One thing I do want to say. One thing I do want to say is Nikola Vlasic hasn't played a full game with our best attackers on the pitch. Me and oh my God, James, me and you, we were calling. Now I'm going to say it. Me and you were calling for Saïd Benrahma to be playing in a run of games last season because I saw something in him, and I do honestly, I think I do see something in Nikola Vlasic. There is something there. There is a reason why David Moyes in his second spell at West Ham has not made one poor signing, and I'm not believing Nikola Vlasic is one. I'm not believing Nikola Vlasic.
So you don't think Moyes rung up Everton? You don't think when Moyes rings up?
I wasn't alive when he was at Everton, Steve.
Pardon?
I weren't alive when he was at Everton.
No. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying to you. West Ham manager David Moyes. Don't you think that he rang up Duncan Ferguson and said, "Hey, Dunk, how did Vlasic do at Everton?" Ferguson would have said bloody rubbish because Everton, he was bloody rubbish at Everton, right? They got rid of him as soon as they could. But I realised he was never going to play in the Premier League. Do you think David Moyes never got on to his old mates at Everton and said, "Come on, right? How did he play, lads?" Do you think that? His mate Duncan Ferguson stitch him up?
I can't worry about
David Moyes.
The past.
David Moyes signed James Beattie to Everton. There's a bad signing for Moyes. Moyes signs bad players. Right. Don't live in Messiah Moyes. Moyes got it totally wrong, or somebody else at West Ham got it totally wrong to sign Vlasic. Vlasic is a QPR player. Right. He's top championship, mate. That's where he should be. He's out of his level. He's out of his league. Naught.
No, right. Jake, you give
the reason. Can I just say one more thing on this point? Right. The reason he's only had 109 minutes because even Moyes knows he's crap. If you can't do it on a training pitch, you ain't going to play him for the first team. He's bloody rubbish. And he would have played with the first team players on the training pitch, Jake. Please go
James, there's a mute button. Find it. There's a mute button.
What do you think they do? What do you think they do in training then, Coxie? Do you think they just run round cones all day or what?
I don't know.
Anyway,
they are. I do have to be somewhere this evening. I'm just letting you know that.
My tea's ready. My tea's ready.
Right. Jake, can I have a rating for Nikola Vlasic, please? Thank you.
You certainly can. But before I give a rating, and I'm not going to ramble on for 5 minutes like Steve did, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. And I'm going to say there's something in him. There's no way I thought there was no way he should have been pulled off. Somebody give this guy 90 at least. That's all I'm asking for is a couple of games playing 90 minutes. We demanded it with Saeed Benrahma. Now I'm demanding it with Nikola Vlasic.
Different quality of players, mate. It's like
just give me a rating. Just give me a rating.
7.
Right, I've got to mute Daya for a second because I know Daya's going to.
Thank you. Right. Thank you, James.
Daya, I've got to mute you for 1 second because I know that you're going to go mad with that 7. So I will get you back. Right, I've got to quickly give this rating. I'm going to give him a 3. The reason why I'm giving him a 3, the pass into Benrahma was a certain pass he should have been playing. He went for glory. He wasn't good in the first half, but do I think he deserved to be dropped at half time? Harsh for Moyes, but I can understand it. But second half, we come out, we play a lot better. I must admit, though, Jake, we did. Like when we come out, we looked more threatening in the first 5 minutes than we did in the whole of the half. So, yeah, I've got to give him a 3. It's going to have to be a 3 for me. Moving on to this man, Pablo Fornals. Now I'm going to start off with this rating. Me personally, I'm gutted with him because I was just starting to like this geezer, and he just started to turn into a player that I thought he was. I've got to give him a 2. I thought he was absolutely horrendous in the first half, and he deserved to be subbed at half time. He really did. I don't know what's happened ever since he had a kid. I don't know. I just don't understand how this kid has gone from a world beater, everyone's favourite son at West Ham, to now just can't do anything. Ever since he's had a child, and his missus had a child. Now, I don't know where to go with him. He's looked completely out of form. Can't pass. Can't do anything good. 2 for me. Jake, I'll start off with you on this one.
Yes.
Pablo Fornals.
Yeah, I agree. He just every time he got the ball and looked like he was going to come forward, he lost it. He was either intercepted or he tried to pass it. He passed it straight to a Southampton player. I'm going to give him a 3. He was really, really poor today.
Daya.
I'll give him a 4. He had a bad game. I don't think it's nothing to do with him having a baby or anything like that, mate. He's a football agent who's had loads of players on my books. They've all had kids and it hasn't affected their game, mate. Right, so. First, it's certainly nothing to do with his personal life having a baby, right? I'd say he won at the races today. I agree with that. But you've just given him less than Vlasic, and that's something unbelievable, James.
No, James, tell me something right now. Tell me the last time Fornals had a good game.
No, I'm not saying he had a good game today. We're talking about today's game, right?
But what I'm talking about, he hasn't played well for a long while.
Also, but he's also having to compensate playing with some crap like Vlasic, mate, right? He drags your game down, right?
You're being harsh.
No, I'm not being harsh. You gave him less Vlasic. I really can't believe that. But anyway, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
I would give him a low 4 today. A low 4.
A low 4 for Fornals. Fair enough.
Right.
Moving on to this man, Saeed Benrahma. First half, quiet. Should have had the ball played into him from Vlasic, mind. Lackluster in the first half. Second half, a lot better. Don't know why he got subbed. We need a goal. We're taking off a creative player to bring on Yarmolenko, which is, I'm sorry, is the biggest insult I've ever seen in my life. Bringing that man on for Benrahma. Great goal he scored. 4 goals now this season. Good first time finish. I'll give Benny a 7. I think he was all right today. right? Especially in the second half. First half, but they was all shit in the first half. Second half, he was trying his hardest, and he got the goal. But it's just our defence let us down today. Daya, I'll start off with you, mate.
I'd go the same score, mate. 7, to be honest with you, mate. I thought he took his goal really well. He should have been, he would have finished if Vlasic had played him in. He'd have had 2 goals today. Actually, his finish today was superb because the ball bounces just in front of him and he takes the bounce beautifully to bury it in the back of the net. And his vision was there, playing the right passes. And you got, again, like I say about Fornals, right? Having to play with some crap, right? Then it does affect your game. And also, right, the system, I don't want to keep going on about the system, Moyes' system, but half the time, Benrahma, you asked about Fornals earlier as well, they're having to do defensive work, right, because the system is letting them down on the pitch, mate. Because you got to go backwards all the way to see where it breaks down for them. But yeah, I'll keep it short because we tease ready. So 7 for Benrahma today, and it was good to see him. We're going to miss him. We're going to miss him now because when we have to rely on that idiot that Jake loves and wants to have 90 minutes in a West Ham shirt again, right? We might as well bring back Marco Boogers because I tell you what, Vlasic should be out like Marco Boogers.
That's a 7 for Daya. Right, Jake, give me a rating for Saeed Benrahma.
I thought first half he was pretty poor. Second half he livened up a bit with the appearance of Mikel Antonio. I thought in the second half that first 20 minutes of the second half for sure. I thought he was really, really good. He was lively. It was a really well taken goal. In weeks past, he would have lashed at that and that would have went over the bar, but he calmly slotted it into the corner. Fantastic ball in from my baller, Jared Bowen. We'll get onto him in a bit. But yeah, side Benrahma, I'll give him a 7.
7 out of 10. As you started with Bowen, I will start with Jake. Give me a rating. Tell me what your thoughts are on Bowen.
Very good. Once again, goes under the radar. This guy didn't have the quickest start at West Ham, but this season he's really come into his own. He's been excellent, and whether he's been put up front, on the right, wherever, he's played really well. And you know, in the second half, he adapted really well to going back out to his favoured position out on the right hand side. He put in a fantastic ball into the box for Benrahma, straight onto his boot, and we score. That ball into the box was really hard because, you know, there weren't any margin for error. He had to weave it in and out of those Southampton men, and it was perfect. And that guy's got a big future at West Ham, and we just need to keep hold of him.
Score, rating.
A low 8.
Go on, Day. I'll let you go on this one. Jared Bowen.
I'd go a high 8. I thought he had an exceptional game. He was asked to do something to play up front. Remember, the managers asked him to play the up top the first half. He shouldn't really be played there. He's not big enough for the Premiership to play there, to be honest with you.
Handled with it well, though.
Let me speak. I was about to get to that, Jake. Right, so ball up well. Right, he went down a couple of times. He didn't get a foul. Other referees would have given a foul against him. They bullied him off the ball a little bit, I suppose, Southampton. But he's not that. That's not his position. But for his effort and his skill up there, he did turn a player a couple of times as well at the same time. So yeah, I'd give him a high 8. You know, he was asked to play there by the manager. As I did forget to say, Benrahma should never have been taken off today. That was one of Moyes' other bad decisions. But anyway, go back to Bowen. Yeah, the right to move him. Moyes got it right to switch him back out to the right. And he had an exceptional second half. Obviously, got a lovely crossing and so forth. And job done. Obviously, once he got out on the right instead of Vlasic, who was pinging the ball out for goal kicks when he was out there. Well, let's not forget that bit. Right, Bowen strengthened the right-hand side. And that's why we were so much better in the second half, because we had that Russian farmer off. From the Farmers League. You see his crosses into the box. He even missed the goalkeeper. They were that wide, you know. And but Bowen made strength there on the right hand pitch, and thankfully replaced the rubbish that we had out there in the first half. So a high 8 for me, mate. Bowen's Bowen. I don't think he had a slow start for West Ham at all last season. He actually scored on his debut. I know his dad, obviously from Merthyr Tydfil days and stuff like that. Got a lovely family. And he had a good career at home.
He was
He
from
was a championship striker. No. Merthyr Tydfil his father played for. His dad's called Sam, by the way. Just to let you know, Jake.
Well, let's hope we get his Sam up front and all because we need players. So
striker,
yeah,
he's not a Premiership striker, mate. At the end of the day, so I admire him for going up top in the Premier League when he's definitely a wide man, and he proved that he was excellent.
Yeah,
he made the difference in the game for West Ham today. To be honest, got that Vlasic rubbish off the right and got Bowen on there, right, and it made a massive difference. Created a goal. And Jake shakes his head, but go back and watch the tapes, Jake, and have a look at Vlasic's crossing into the box. Right? I'm surprised it didn't end up a Highbury.
Well, I'm just bored of this Vlasic slaying all the time.
Hold on, gents. Hold on.
Reality. Football.
We will get to reality. I want to get to my rating of Bowen, and then you can have it after at the end. Joey Bowen gets an 8 for me, a low 8. I thought he was poor in the first half, even though he was trying. He was all over the place and didn't have a lot of service either, really, if I'm honest. Second half, a lot better, hell of a lot better. And great cross in for Benrahma, I must admit. I like that. And we need to keep him at the club. He's important. He's the future, really, because I know we've got a lot of players who ain't. But, lads, we will move on to the substitutions. Start off with Mikel Antonio. I will start off with this one because I've criticised him quite a lot. And I've said that I would need to see something from Antonio. He come on, he made an instant impact today, and he deserved the praise that I'm going to give him. He was an handful, and when he come on, he was a nuisance. And that's what I want to see more of. But I just don't see it very often. It's sort of in spurts. Do you know what I mean? Good goal. He's there. He's a pest. I'll give him, for the goal, I'll give him a 7. For the second half performance, I thought he was decent, I must admit. Daya?
7's fair enough, I suppose, mate. He came off the bench. Let's be honest. It was a header, easy header, plenty of space from a corner, mate. Right? So it wasn't really, I wouldn't say it was super impressive. It's just the fact that he was playing in that position. You were torturing him the other day on my show about him not scoring with his head anymore, where he delivered today, because he had a bit of space. I didn't see anything, but the system. You've got to play the ball on in front of Antonio, and again, it comes back to the system where we're playing. He's not getting the supply to run onto the ball at the moment, mate. So everyone's saying, "Oh, he's gone off form or gone off form." No, West Ham are gone off form, and the system ain't working. So you're not getting the best out of Antonio. So he came on, he made a difference. Everybody starts singing, saying, "Oh, I told you he should have been sub." He made a big difference. No, he didn't make a big difference. He scored a header from a corner when he had acres of space. And to be fair, the Southampton defenders didn't pick him up. He had more space than Nasser, to be honest.
So Daya's gone for a 7. Jake, what's your rating for Antonio?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with a 7 for me. I think he came on him and Lanzini, and this like a different West Ham turned up in that first 20 minutes of that second half. I thought personally, I thought Antonio was the Antonio of the first little bit of the season. He looked a nuisance. He looked like the Antonio that we love in little spurts, as you said, James. And hopefully he can carry that on to Tuesday, because he won't be completely knackered because he only played a half. So hopefully over the next day he can get himself ready for Watford, and then Bowen can get back out to the right hand side, and we can start causing some nuisance with Vlasic sitting in behind.
Moving on, Manuel Lanzini comes on. I thought he was okay at the start, and he got better as the game went on. Then towards the end, he sort of drifted all over the place and drifted out of the game. I'll start off with Jake on this one. Give me a rating for Lanzini, mate.
Yeah, I was pretty harsh on him after the Spurs game because I thought he wasn't there at all. But he brought energy, he brought urgency, and he brought a bit of quality as well that we didn't see from Fornals in that first half. I do agree. He did go towards the end. He went a bit lost and a bit all over the place. Give him a high 7.
High 7 for you, Daya.
5.
What?
5.
I don't believe this.
He was the replacement for Vlasic, Daya.
Yeah, I'm going to come to that now. I'm going to give him. He's a high five. He's a high five.
Oh,
I'll tell you where he let West Ham down. He came on for Vlasic, so of course it was a vast improvement. But you've got to look at the actual performance, not just the fact that he's replaced the donkey, right? So what Vlasic? What Moyes obviously saw how poor Vlasic was, threw Lanzini in, but clearly the halftime message was to drop deeper. To give protection to Declan Rice and to Soucek, which he done for the sort of first 10, 15 minutes, and then he drifted out and cost us goals. But you've all missed it. But that's what he did. You just admitted he went here, left, right, and centre, right? But because the pair of you haven't got the football knowledge of myself, right? You missed the fact, right, that he stopped dropping in to protect Rice and Soucek, and then Southampton scored.
I'm so glad I ain't got Daya's football knowledge. We'll be here all night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Give me a rating. Give me a
it's
rating.
Always James. It's always best to learn in small doses, mate. Like you had 3. I'm being light tonight because you had 3 hours the other night, which me and Alfie got the tactics board out and showed you, mate. Right,
James,
Jake Cox is still in Blue Peter Club, and he's got a lot. He's still playing with his sticky back plastic on his.
Right.
I give that.
Right.
The fish is hooked big time.
The fish is gone. Right, I'll get to Lanzini. I thought Lanzini.
His dad's Rich has just pushed him back into the office chair.
Right. For me, Lanzini, I thought he did make a difference when he come on. I must admit, I thought we looked a lot better.
That's what I was saying, James. First 10, 15 minutes, he made a difference to Vlasic, right? But then he drifted and cost us goals.
Yeah.
Rice and Soucek had no protection, and that's why then Diop and Dawson are in trouble as well.
Well, I'm going to give him a 6. I think a 6 is about where I'm at. You've got a 5.
Agreement with me? Yeah, a high 5. I said. So
so
5.
It's a standard 6 for me. Yeah, it's a standard 6 for me. Right, I want to give this man a rating wherever he is. Give me a rating, Daya, for Yarmolenko's time on the pitch.
What manager places Benrahma, who's off to Africa now? So we're not going to rest him for the next game. I don't like this word rest. They all look tired. Kids use it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
These are professional football players. They're as fit as racehorses, mate, right? Fit as racehorses, right? But we make a lot of excuses for fitness a lot of the time, especially over the Christmas. But yeah, players do need a break. But I heard Jake talking about Declan Rice there. Declan Rice is a racehorse. Right? Anyway, my point is, off the African nations, what on earth do you need to score goals or create goals? We've got the 2 top strikers at the club, both on the pitch, Bowen and Antonio. What on earth are we doing? Rubbish. Yarmolenko. Right? Unbelievable. I just could not believe that Benrahma got subbed for Yarmolenko. Just cannot believe it. I know that he wanted to put Bowen next to closer to Antonio. I didn't actually agree with that move by Moyes, but Moyes got it totally wrong. Right, the sooner Yarmolenko's out of this football club, mate. Right, and I'm not one to diss players. Right, if they've had a couple of good games, right, I will diss Vlasic because he's not up to it. But anyway. Decision was poor management, mate, and that is why under David Moyes this football club will never reach the Champions League positions.
Right, give me a rating for Yarmolenko.
1.
Jake, give me a quick fire rating for Yarmolenko.
2.
I agree with Day. I give him a 1. He can't cross. He runs about. That's all he does. Awful. Can't wait for him to go. I'm throwing a party. I mean, when he does. Right, final 2 ratings, gents.
110 grand a week, that one. 110 grand a week for that rubbish.
115 to be precise, there. 115 grand a week.
Actually, your 5 grand out is 110, but then I'm not going to argue over 5 grand.
We won't argue over 5 grand. 112 and a half grand. Right, moving on to this man, the referee. Well, I'm going to ask you something, and I just want straight yes or no answers. Daya, did the referee get it right for the penalty?
Yes.
Yeah. Was the referee consistent there in his booking of players?
Yes.
And how do you think the referee played today there?
I thought he done all right. I thought he refed it well, gave well, unbiased. You know, I won't, you know, people knock refs normally when the team's lost because they're biased in the truth. But I thought he had a good game of ref today, to be honest with you, mate. It's a hard job to ref a Premiership football. I don't think he done anything wrong, mate. He called the penalty right. Well, VAR did as well, didn't he? If that been the other way round, we just said it was a penalty. If we're truthful, Declan Rice deserved to be booked. West Ham's bookings, they deserved them. I don't think there was any. He picked up the only thing he could have picked Southampton up a bit more. They started time wasting early, to be honest. That's the only thing I think he could have clamped down on. But yeah, no, ref had a good game, mate. Bottom line is we were shit today.
Give me a rating out of 10 for the referee.
Oh, 8 out of 10. He had a good game, mate.
8 out of 10. Jake, give me a same questions to you. Was it a penalty? Did he get the penalty right? Yes or no? Did he get all the bookings right? Yes or no?
No.
And what is your assessment of his performance today, the referee?
When I look at the penalty, if it was up the other end, we'd all be having a baby if that wasn't given a penalty for us. And the bookings, I mean, Steve mentioned it there as well. Time wasting. He wasn't quick enough to realise that Fraser Forster was time wasting on the 15th minute, for God's sake. Took him 55 seconds to take a goal kick. Come on. And the referee couldn't get his card out quick enough for that Declan Rice booking, even though Kyle Walker-Peters did 2 identical fouls where he brought our players down going in for a header, and he just got a little warning. He couldn't have got that card out quicker for Declan Rice, and it was a repeat offender, as you could say, for Kyle Walker-Peters. And on that second occasion, it's a yellow card, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I agree. What's your rating for him, mate?
7.
I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to go lower than the pair of years. I thought he refed the game okay to a point. There was a lot of bookings that he could have given Southampton, he didn't. I remember their central midfielder. I think it's the ex-Chelsea player. I can't think of his name, but he should have easily been booked, and he wasn't. And was it the Polish defender, Bedniak? Is it? Yeah, he should have been double. He should have been booked twice. He fouled someone, got a yellow card, I think it was, and he fouled someone straight after and didn't get a yellow. Mad. 6 out of 10. I think the penalties are about right. I think it's clumsy from Dawson, and I think it's more Dawson than it is VAR or the ref. So 6 out of 10. And finally, we've got there to the man of the moment. I'm going to start with Jake with this one because I know Dad's going to have a lot to say. Jake, give me a rating and your assessment of David Moyes' team and performance today.
Firstly, thank you for picking me first because I've got things to do. I've got to go and have a shower, and Steve will be rambling about Moyes for half an hour. So once I've done this, I'm going to say bye-bye because I can't hear any more about the system and this and that and the other that Steve's going to ramble on about. So what I'm going to say is, David Moyes got it wrong at left-back today. He should have played Johnson there, even though it's not his right position. He couldn't have done any worse than Arthur Masuaku, in my opinion. He probably, at some point, should have dropped the man back into midfield, even if it was Fornals when things weren't going right in the first half. He should have dropped Fornals back a little bit, in my opinion. And I thought he was wrong to bring Nikola Vlasic off, but I'm not going to talk about that because Steve will start, I don't know. I just don't even know.
You don't know, do you? Clearly you don't know.
Right.
You're that confused, you don't know. You don't know.
No, because I'm fed up of the Vlasic slaughtering every single day.
But we understand you're only 14 and Vlasic to you is a superstar, although he's crap, right? That is what you're getting upset about. You can't, and the other thing is, Jake, you won't admit reality, mate, right? In life,
why won't you accept, Steve?
You have to admit when you're wrong.
Steve, why won't you accept that he had a half-decent half today? Because he did.
It was absolute shit, mate, to put it bluntly. So I shouldn't swear because you're only 14.
You're the only person. I say what, right, I'm saying my Moyes rating and I'm going.
I'm not the only person, because David Moyes thought so as well.
Right. Give me your rating, Jake.
I'm going to give him a 6. James, thank you very much for having me on. It's just a shame that, we've got this man just giving absurd ratings. So thank you for everybody watching the chat, and I will catch you soon. And I'm gonna go and have a relaxing shower, because I'm glad I don't have to listen to that man rambling on about the system for 10 minutes.
No worries, Jake. I'll let you go. Take care, mate.
Bye.
See you, Jake. Don't forget, Jake, you'll catch up this when you come out of the shower, because you're going to be desperate to understand what I said, right? And you'll be thinking about it in the shower all the time you're in there. It's a mental thing, mate. It's a mental thing.
Right.
And, but anyway, are we? Now we've got the whippersnapper off. Let's talk some reality. I thought he'd done well. Moyes hooked off Vlasic, so at least Moyes got that right today, because Vlasic was absolutely pony. And whoever's saying, Jake's saying that all these people saying Vlasic had a good game.
Right.
I don't know where he's reading it. Where's reading this rubbish? Maybe social media or something, with people who, of his age group, who don't understand the art of football. But Moyes got that bang on the money, mate. Bang on the money. Vlasic, the thing he did actually get wrong was playing him in the first place. But he's got to give him, everybody said give him some time. Moyes just said give him time. When is this time going to come when Vlasic delivers something for this football club, right? Listen, TV Picks will give him -4. He's lucky he got 0 from me. And I can tell you, anyone else on my show, the older heads, because they're older on my channel, obviously, right, all said the same as me. He was absolutely rubbish. Right? So Moyes got that. Did Moyes get it right to play him? Everybody's been calling for to give him a go. So he's a bit short of numbers at the minute. But it just shows that Moyes messed up in the transfer market and bought him in the first place, mate. Anyway, so that's the bit I want to say on that bit, right? Overall, he got the system wrong again. Everybody has worked out West Ham's system. Everybody has worked it out. We've done numerous shows on it, and he comes static Moyes, good old David Moyes, right? Same system, static as ever, right? Players just getting overrun in midfield. Time and time again we said, but we knew we'd get that. We knew Moyes wouldn't change the system. The first 10 minutes of the game, we looked straight away as the away team on the defence. Right? First 10 minutes, we were woeful, mate. Right? Woeful. We looked just like we did against Brighton in that first 10 minutes. The only reason we stepped up our game and started pushing forward more, because we were goal down. Let's be honest, right? So
yeah, I agree.
If they hadn't scored when they did, we would have carried on playing. It's like we were sat far too deep, right? And we would have carried on playing the same way. David Moyes, I'm not Moyes out like Jake says, right? David Moyes will deliver you 8th position, 7th position, sometimes a 6th, right, position every season. There's no doubt about that, because he's not a crap manager. No, but he's not the manager to take.
He's a stubborn manager, though, Dale. That's one thing I will say.
Very stubborn. He's
a stubborn manager who doesn't like to change.
The decision, like he's always like last season. Everybody treats David Moyes as the Messiah because he's turned West Ham round. He's done a great job turning West Ham round. But last season we saw him game after game after game take Benrahma. He uses Benrahma as a scapegoat, mate. But game after game, he would hook Benrahma off far too early. Me and my son would go, oh, not again. You couldn't even have a bet on when he was going to hook him off the bloody pitch at the end, right? It was that obvious. Right?
It was, mate.
Come on, mate. Yarmolenko for Benrahma today. You tell me where the justification of taking off Benrahma, who scored you 1 goal, is playing pretty well, getting balls in, having cracks at goal, right?
Yeah.
You hook him on for Yarmolenko because you want Bowen to play a bit closer to Antonio. What absolute garbage, Moyes. And it's about time people started questioning Moyes, because he's not the Messiah of football. If he was at the Messiah of football, he'd be at Real Madrid, not East London, right? We saved his career as well, remember? We saved his career. He was pony in Spain. He was pony. He took the wrong job at Sunderland, obviously, but he wasn't no Sam Allardyce kept him up, did he? David Moyes bloody never. Right? So let's not. Moyes has done a great job at West Ham, and I really admire him for what he's done. So I'm not going to constantly bash him, right? But we got. Let's be honest. The Vlasic signing is an absolute shocker. That's down to one person, David Moyes. If people say it was a board signing, well, Moyes should have said no. Sullivan, no. I don't want him in my squad. He's rubbish. Should have stood up.
Well, Dale, give me a rating for today for Moyes to end the show.
I want to go on. He played Coufal. Coufal he could have played over the left and played Ben Johnson and to get up Alpha Masuaku off the pitch. Whoever plays Alpha Masuaku today, when you don't really have to, is an idiot in my book. Absolute clown.
Done?
Every West Ham forward, every West Ham supporter would agree. Alpha Masuaku shouldn't have started today. The only stubborn person to say so was Moyes.
Yeah, I know. That's not good. Dad, give me a rating because I've got to go out there. Well,
the only thing he got right was taking Vlasic off, who shouldn't have been on the pitch in the first place anyway.
Just say that again because you cut out.
Right. The only thing he got right today was taking Vlasic off the pitch at half time, when he shouldn't have been started in the first place.
Right. And what was the rating that you give because it cut out? 3. I'll make that as a 3 on my lip sync. Listen, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I thought Moyes went with an attacking lineup. He left Antonio on the bench. I think it was the right thing to do. It needed to be freshened up a bit. First half was diabolical. We had no attacking threat, no cutting edge, no nothing. Arthur Masuaku is not a footballer in the Premier League. He needs to be sold or let go or dropped off at an airport. Or
Nor's Vlasic, right?
Do you know what I mean? Vlasic isn't a £33.5 million player. I do agree with you on that, though. I will say that.
Do you think Vlasic is top half Premiership football player?
Nah, not for me. Not for me. And I agree with you partly in some of the stuff you said. Today, I thought he was. Should he have been hooked at half time? In one way, you can say Moyes got it right there because second half we come out and we was all firing on all cylinders. But I've said this from the moment me and you discussed it with Vlasic. I said this geezer's not good enough. He's too lightweight and he's too there's nothing there. But
this is not having a go at the player, is it? The player is a top championship quality player. Right?
Yeah.
This is why he wasn't wanted by Italian clubs. This is why he was out in Russia playing in the Russian league. You look good in the Russian league. It's his level. The championship level would probably be okay. He'd probably go up from the Russian league to the championship. He is not a Premiership player, mate. Top Premiership player. If he was in Norwich, you'd say, fair enough. Right? Wouldn't you? Because Norwich aren't a Premiership club, really, to be honest. No disrespect to Norwich.
Yeah.
They're clearly not, you put them up against the big boys Arsenal today, they get stuffed. Right?
That's
Moyes got it wrong at the back. He got it wrong playing Vlasic in the first place. Should have started the game with Lanzini or Coufal. Right? He had a few different options to play there. Right? Vlasic shouldn't have been on the pitch, to be honest. We got a Christmas period to come. Also, he's under pressure now because we haven't got Benrahma after today. So he needs to get Vlasic out there.
All right.
And Rice now. We're in trouble against Watford. Everybody, I'll tell you what, old Claudio, he ain't no mug with football tactics. He know how to beat Moyes' team. We're on the bare bones of our arse now. We're playing injuries left, right, and centre. We got players playing out of position. We got players who should be on the pitch in the first place, like Arthur, Vlasic.
Yeah,
there's 2 players on there that shouldn't have even been anywhere near the first team today. So when you come back, Jake Cox, after your cool-off shower, listen and learn. That's why you still do homework.
The Roy says -10. I'm going to give him a 4 today. I can't be that harsh with him. I think defensively we was all over the place, but he's got to stop being stubborn. He's too stubborn, this man.
He never will. He's Scottish. He's Scottish and he's stubborn, mate.
He's Scottish. He's stubborn.
He is. It's just his nature, mate. It's his nature.
Yeah.
It's don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and start knocking David Moyes unless we get relegated. I would knock David Moyes, right? David Moyes will give you 8 to 6. I keep saying it in a pub, but he would never progress any further than that. So it depends what the board want to do at West Ham. As a West Ham supporter, I'm quite happy finishing 8th. I'm quite happy finishing 7th. And if we sneak into Europe, I'm quite happy. But then we could have done that at Upton Park. The board of West Ham told me, 55-year-old Daya, right? If you leave Upton Park, Daya, right, we'll give you Champions League football. That was 10 years ago. Well, where is it?
I agree, mate. I can't not agree with you there.
We could finish 8th and 6th at Upton Park. I'm being selfish because I just love my Saturdays at Upton Park. Right? Rather going, I know, don't get me wrong, I understand modern day football, different types of supporters going and everything else, popcorn brigade go now. I get all that, right? As West Ham supporters 10 years ago were told, you, for leaving Upton Park, we will deliver you Champions League football. And the question is on Moyes, will Moyes deliver Champions League football at West Ham? No.
Yeah, I agree. I do. I'm going to sort of round it up with this, with what you've just said there. Because I've heard
I need to go for a shower. I need to go for a shower to cool off before me tea. Sorry.
I will do, mate. Poor result today. Really was. Moyes needs to have a look at himself also in his stubbornness. He has to stop. He really does. But someone told me this a long time ago, Daya. Someone who I know, and said this was when last year. And they said that Moyes won't win anything with West Ham because he's too stubborn. And he's starting to prove me right. Yeah, 100%. And I make him 100% right. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that.
One point. Can I just say one thing? A free bet off Bet365, £5 bet. I put it on 3 days ago. Southampton. Because I knew Southampton would beat us today.
Well, you've heard it here first, people. I'd
rather lose me money. Yeah, I'd rather lose me money. I've got 17 quid back, or whatever it was. Right?
Yeah.
But I knew Moyes would be too stubborn. I knew Moyes wouldn't get the tactics right today. And I knew Southampton would play through the middle at us again like they did. And that's why I put me bet on Southampton. And if you don't believe it, I can show you me betting slip. But, you know, that's... You can read Moyes. I can read Moyes on the bets. What do you think football managers can do? You know, he's too predictable, mate. Too predictable. Far too predictable.
He is too predictable. And on that note, we're out of here. Anyway,
I go for my shower, then me tea, mate. Right, Jake. See you later when you rewatch this, mate. Because I know you will. Because you'll be dying to know what we said. See you later. Ciao.
That has been the day's banter, and I'm going to end it on this. Listen, gutted today, really am. Gutted performance, gutted result, gutted with everything. The boys have just had a little bit of a passionate debate about it, which I understand, but for me, this wasn't good enough. It ain't good enough. We've got a £33.5 million player, all-inclusive package in Vlasic, and he hasn't really cut it. I do agree partly with what they were saying, though. Like, some parts I don't agree with him on, but some parts I actually do. I actually would 100% agree with him. Vlasic hasn't cut the cloth at West Ham at present. But then there's something's got to give in January. Like, we've got to start acting like a big club. We've got to start spending like a big club. And big clubs go out and buy the necessary players. I don't want to see Arthur Masuaku as a left back ever again at this club. And we need a left back at this club in January. On the 1st of January, I want to see a left back at this club. There's no excuses now. This geezer cannot defend. So, yeah, Moyes, sort it out. Sort this stubbornness out, please. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Happy Boxing Day, everyone. And I hope you've all had a good Christmas, and I'll be back in soon. Anyway, bye for now. Take care. All the best.